Oh my gosh.
I really got to make sure that this isn't looking like this before we shoot a video.
You did that on purpose.
That's true, I did. What's going on, guys? Welcome to our Patreon. Yeah, take that jacket off.
Jacket is hot.
You can take that jacket off now. It's fine. Welcome to the Patreon after the show kind of content thing, whatever we're calling this. We actually have just a little bit of recording time left, so this one might actually be a little bit quicker than normal. But there was probably still a bunch of movies that could have been on this RomCom
There's
list.
a ton. Here's the thing. Like, I feel like I'm okay saying this with our patrons. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't necessarily call rom-coms like a strength of ours. Like, if we were to ever do movie trivia in a competition form, rom-coms probably wouldn't be our strength yet.
Necessarily. Here's the thing, though, is that when we were creating the list and kind of taking the ones off and putting the ones on, we actually did have a fairly decent amount of movies on that list.
And they're ones that, like, some of these movies I want to keep on solely for the purpose of proving to people that when we create a movie channel, I want people to know we actually do know movies. I don't know grammar, but I do know movies.
We can't do words right all the time, but we do actually know movies. So sometimes we'll bring up a movie and we're like, what am I saying?
Yeah, and that's a point that I feel like I want to try to reach with this channel a lot, is that I want to put movies out there that you're like, I had no idea. I thought these guys were just going to sit here and talk about Avengers and Batman and Star Wars all day. I had no idea that they knew this much about movies. For example, one of the ones I wanted to put on this list was Amélie. It's an entirely French movie. It's in subtitles. It's fantastic.
It's Frenching-tastic.
Yeah. I put this up there with, like, Clueless, in that it's a story of a woman who's a matchmaker.
Matchmaker.
Make me a match. Yeah, that's right. That would be Fiddler on the Roof right there. We will talk about that when we do a list about musicals. I guarantee it.
Probably, yeah.
So, like, Amélie was one of those that I wanted to put on there and be like, oh my god, he knows more than Thanos. He could speak upon more than just Iron Man. He could talk about this French movie.
Yeah.
So that's one I felt very strong about wanting to put on here. But
yeah, and then on the flip side, like, people who know me, for some people out there might be surprised that La La Land ended up on this list. The thing about that is that La La Land isn't a comedy, so to speak. There's definitely some parts that are comedic, just like with any movie, honestly. Mm-hmm. Depending on the context and the...
But that one's also more likely to show up on when we do a musical list rather than
musical
rom-coms.
list, or if we ever do our actual, like, favorite movies lists, which could happen at some point too.
Yep.
But the big one I was wanting to fight for, there's actually a couple of them, but the one that I wanted to put on the list, but we ended up jetting off, was I Love You, Man. And the reason I wanted to put it on it is there is a romance between Paul Rudd's character and
Rashida
Jones. But a lot of that movie is about the budding and forming bromance between him and Jason Segel, which is taking the rom-com side of it in a kind of a different direction. It's not quite fitting in with the rest of the list, but I kind of wanted the take it anyway, I'm putting it on the list and I don't care what you have to say kind of aspect, but...
The thing with that one is that one might be better suited if we ever do like a top 10 bromance movies, in which case you are singling out the specific bromance. Yeah, a bromance buddy comedy. We're singling out that specific category. And it will be well suited for there. That would also be where I would want to put like a lot of the Apatow type movies, like 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up. A lot of those might show up on a list like that just because that's the vein of those particular comedies.
Yeah. Say what else was going to be on this list? Oh, I wanted to put Definitely Maybe on there. I don't think you've seen Definitely Maybe.
I haven't seen Definitely Maybe,
and I love that one because the way I always describe it is it's a whodunit.
That's the Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah, with Abigail Breslin as his daughter.
Who's the mom?
Yeah, it's a whodunit. It's a whodun Ryan Reynolds produced this kid. That's
nice.
The way I always describe it. He presents a story with like three women, and he's telling the story to his daughter, to try to get her to guess which one of the three women that he's talking about is his mom. Well, yes, and well, you got to watch the movie because she's okay with it. She likes playing the game.
Oh, okay.
She's playing the game with her dad to try to figure out, okay, he's telling this story of 3 women. Which one of these women ended up being my mom? Which, obviously, like, if you go, like, the How I Met Your Mother route, it's like, why is Ted telling his kids the story about all the escapades that he went on?
Yeah.
Like, that's... No kid wants to hear that. But in this situation, it is kind of sweet because there's just different routes it can take, and I really do like...
Honey, if I didn't pork this one over here, then I would have never met your mom. Like, that's a weird way to present that to your kid.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you for porking her.
Could you have used better terminology?
No. That's not a term I typically use, but I just thought for the humor of this.
Yeah. There's
a lot. Here's the downside. Kind of go back to what I said. There's a lot of rom-coms that, again, it's not a strength of ours, so therefore we just didn't put a lot of the ones that I feel like should be common. Like, I don't know, Sleepless in Seattle, When Harry Met Sally. A couple of these movies I have actually sat down to try to watch. Some of them, I just, for some reason or another, I just haven't been able to make it through it.
And I was also kind of feeling Notting Hill there for a little bit too. There's a lot of, like, that's the other thing. I said, like, Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan are like the rom-com couple, but also, like, literally any movie that Hugh Grant is in, almost any movie that Hugh Grant is in is a rom-com, save for just a couple, like Paddington and The Gentleman and a couple other ones. But for the most part, like, he was one of those kings of rom-com also. So that one I kind of felt like I wanted to put on there. I know we were talking about, like, What Women Want also, which is another one of those movies that doesn't quite age well.
No,
especially considering it stars Mel Gibson.
I like the concept. The idea of it I thought was really good.
It's an interesting concept for sure. Not quite
at the time.
not quite brought back to its heyday with What Men Want.
No, that movie was completely stupid because if it was a true What Men Want, the entire movie would be like sex, 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 sex. That was
burgers.
Burgers. I mean, let's be honest. I'm over exaggerating, obviously, but that is like a lot of what that movie would have been. And, like, I don't think that would be like NC-17. That wouldn't have played in a theater. But no. What Women Want, I actually really liked when it came out. I saw that in a theater with a date, and we both really enjoyed it.
Monsieur, I've got to poop.
I got to poop. Yeah. And that was also before all of Mel Gibson's things.
How'd that go again?
Don't worry about it. It was like Will Smith grunting type sounds.
Whoo, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, there's just so much more that we need to watch, and I know we were playing it in that video like, hey, if you'd like to date us, we'll watch these movies. Like, that's fun. That was funny, but
I feel like there's an aspect for some of these movies that I was kind of like holding off and waiting to find someone specifically to watch them with. Like, here's the thing, it's not a com. I haven't seen The Notebook. And I don't really think that I want to watch it until
I don't think I want to watch that either.
I don't want to watch it until I'm watching it with the right person, kind of a thing.
Think I ever want to watch that.
I mean, that's fair. But the thing is that there's the idea is that there's certain movies that you want to experience in certain contexts and certain situations with certain people, and that's kind of one of them. And I think a lot of the movies that could have ended up on this list probably fall into that as well. The thing though is that, like, there's a lot of these movies I still want to just dive into regardless.
Yeah.
And we probably will, and we'll probably end up maybe revisiting the subject or a similar subject next Valentine's Day around that time.
This might be one that we revisit, and that, like, after a year goes by, this might be like a living list, in which case, come Valentine's Day next year, we might release another one of these, and let's see how our list has updated.
I still like those movies, but I just feel different and want to put other movies on the list now. I just want to have a completely new list. And that's fine. I think also, but there's room for, like, rank, like, the top Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan movies, the top whatever.
I think there was only like 3 or 4.
So you probably don't do that one, but you get the idea. You rank like specific actors or specific types of romance movies, those kinds of things. You're not just sticking to just the general rom-com. Mm-hmm. But anyway, there's a lot of different fun things we could do. Probably some other stuff that we could do in February next year as well. So
Anyways, we're going to wrap this one up. So thank y'all for being patrons. Hope y'all liked the ranking video. We will see y'all again next week.
Yeah.
And again, join us for the live streams that we do. Thank y'all for supporting us. See y'all later.
You really said chop off his testicles.
I did.
Okay.
Chicken
Oh yeah, this is gonna get hot fast.
I mean, I can not sit next to you and you'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the jacket. Oh, okay. This video exists solely to try to get us, no.
I'm single, good looking, and disease free.
You ain't gonna find some Rona here. It's safe to kiss me on the mouth.
That's rough.
It's not for the main video at all.
No, I don't even know if I can put that in the bloopers.
No, we can.
We'll see. I might put in, I don't know.
Their best stuff is in the bloopers. How come they don't put any of this in the video? Because we're not confident in it. I'm already getting hot. I can't imagine how you feel.
Ooh, yeah, this is gonna get sticky.
I'm wearing 2 shirts. You're wearing
A shirt and the jacket.
way too much for Texas.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Roxanne, I like the humor and you like the romance.
We're going to be singing all the way through this.
I know. I just thought of that too. Taking this as a modern
Cyrano de Bergerac.
modern telling of Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yeah. Where one man's love is expressed through another man's mouth.
Yeah. Yes.
And you'd be like, what? And be like, move on.
Absolutely.
Just move past it.
Yes. Yep. Yes to all of that.
Coming in at number 9, Roxanne.
Roxanne. Oh,
We can't sing.
Oh, that's right.
I'm going to put on the red light for you right now. Yeah, so basically, this is like a classic Steve Martin rom-com. It's based off of the play Cyrano de Bergerac, old play. I believe it was a French, back in France. You know where the French are. Let's start that over.
That was actually pretty good.
You know where the French are.
So Will Smith. Haha, what?
Ha 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 ha.
Miami.
Kay Hudson and Matthew McConaughey.
In fact, I'll go watch it after we're done with this.
No, you won't. So it's funny. In fact, I'll go watch it for the first time after this. I'll be like, wait, what?
Now, here's the thing. Do you want to use what I just said?
What you said was just so ambiguous and general enough that everyone's going to go, oh, he's right.
Absolutely. Oh. All right.
Those 2 actors are professional.
It's fantastic. You should watch it if you haven't seen it. Let's move on to number 5.
He is not clueless about Clueless. I'll see myself out. I'm not looking at the screen.
Are you plugging La La Land again?
You should watch La La Land.
I swear to God, every time we turn on a camera, he's got to talk about the La La Land.
We're just a-choogling along is what we're doing.
Choogling.
We're just a-choogling along.
Which year? What year did the movie come out? Let us know down below in the comments. But otherwise, we do have a channel.
We have a channel. You're watching it. I put up my hand to say I was going to add a piece in there.
Oh, I didn't hear that. All right, I didn't see
Of course
that.
you didn't. I didn't make a noise.
Oh, anyways.
Of the whole plot is just what really, I think, drives this one home. It's
Based on a lot of stereotypes.
yeah, based on a ton of stereotypes. It's hilarious. It's something else.
Based on a lot of stereotypes.
Based on a lot of stereotypes.
Here's what I'm adding to this.
Based on even more stereotypes. Yeah. There's so many quotable lines. There's so many that you can find. There's so many to keep in mind. Right?
That's not from this movie.
I was really hoping you would pick up on what I was doing there, and you didn't. Awesome. I'm going to start that over again, and then you're going to pick up on what it is I'm doing.
What are you trying to do?
You should tell me to stop your rhyming. I mean it.
Oh.
God.
Okay.
I didn't think I'd have to explain that one, but apparently I do.